sense of Senator Lorna Legarda. So,
Thank you.
thank you. Any opening statement, ma'am?
Oh, yes. Yes, I have a written opening statement, but I'd like to put it on the record. And I would like to propose, Mr. Chair, Una, thank you. I believe that the defense establishment must be represented. I know that they were invited yesterday. Are they here? DND? Nandiyan po, si Yusek. Okay, thank you very much. I would just like to put on the table, Mr. Chair, ang mga binabanggit po ng mga ahensya ng gobyerno, yung mga plano. Importante po, it is done in record time. At ang pinakamahalaga ay alamin magkano ba ang continuing appropriations sa GAA 2025 na maaring gamitin ngayon sa krisis. Pangalawa, ano ba ang nakaprovide sa GAA 2026 na pwedeng gamitin para sa krisis na ito? Wag na tayo lost in translation or nagmamaang-maangan na may krisis. Until we define it as a crisis, we will not act in record time to save our people. So, each agency represented here must act as if we are in a crisis, because we are in a crisis. Anybody who says, chill lang tayo, wala namang krisis. No. Halintulad ko sa climate crisis. Not now. If we never admit there's a climate crisis, we will not take care of our climate and environment. If we do not admit that there's a crisis in the Middle East affecting our OFWs and their families, affecting the prices of our petroleum products, energy, food prices, transport, and displacing millions of Filipinos, the agencies will not act with urgency. And so that is what I put on the table. And what I would like to hear, Mr. Chair, is magkano ang pondong available? Hindi promise, ha? Hindi saro na walang NCA. From continuing appropriations in GAA 2025, and how much was appropriated, because of course we did not know there was going to be a crisis, of soft, meaning assistance to fisher folks and farmers, contingency fund. The N-Dream Fund can be used, hindi naman yan lang sa bagyo, yan ay pwede rin gamitin. But if we have appropriated it in GAA 2026, may pera na ba? And I know we don't have money yet because even DPWH projects are all FLR. So DBM must explain that as well. So every agency, whether agriculture or DMW or DOE, DOLE, yes. How do we cushion the impact? I lay that as my premise, Mr. Chair, and you being the chairman of the Committee on Finance, because we can have all these PowerPoints, pero pag kumakalam ang tiyan ng mga mangingisda, ng mga drivers, ng mga sa transport sector, ng lahat, ang dating middle class ay ngayon lower class na at hirap. So gusto natin makita ang pag-translate ng mga PowerPoint na yan na ginawa sa mga air-condition na tanggapan into actual jobs created, actual food on the table of every affected Filipino family. And I will ask, I need to know the answer. Dapat to on the ground, ha? On the ground, hindi tayo parang budget hearing tapos prospective. Paliwanag ng DTI, paliwanag ng DA, paliwanag ng DOE, paliwanag ng DBM, ipaliwanag ng lahat kung paano at ilan ang mapapakain natin. Kamukha sinabi, 40,000 farmers and fisher folks ang matutulungan ng subsidiya. Alam naman ng expert natin sa agrikultura at fisheries, hindi lang 40,000. Yung iba, hahayaan na lang natin mamatay o magutom. That's my opening statement pa lang at gusto ko malaman ang maliwanag on the ground na kasagutan. At isa pa, Mr. Chair, sigurado akong natanong mo na o tatanungin mo. Anong mga pondo sa 2025 ang hindi nagagamit na pwedeng wag na ito? Ano sa 2026 na tatawagin nating, I'll call a spade, luho na travel, party-party, cancelin lahat yan. At paano yung pamamaraan na ikalap yung pondong yan para ibigay hindi lang sa piniling 40,000 na magsasakat mangingisda, lahat. At lahat ng mga drivers, lahat ng mga apektado sa krisis na ito. And I bring it back to my first statement. We must first admit that there is a crisis for us, for all of us, to act with urgency. And we must admit that it can't be the usual way things are. And everybody in government, especially in the executive, must admit on regular times, you are slow, painfully slow. And the DBM knows this. And we know that because we've been doing the budget for decades now. Your utilization, your implementation is so slow, with the exception of some agencies like DSWD. I think SecRex is the only cabinet member. When I call half a ring, he answers. And he's quick, he's on the ground, he knows what's happening. I wish everybody could emulate that. Yung iba nagatago. So having said that, Mr. Chair, I did not want to deliver a motherhood opening statement. I want to hear from DTI, how will you lower the prices of basic commodities? I want to hear from the DOF and BIR and DOE and ERC. How will you delete the collection of VAT on those that are not supposed to be VATable? And I hope you know what I'm talking about. You better be prepared. That's my opening statement, Mr. President. This applies to everyone, all the resource persons who are here. I hope to receive the answers in the next few minutes or hours. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Asking that no less than the cabinet level should be here. Kung nandito ang SFA, bakit hindi yung iba? You're too busy? Is this not the most important thing? Admit there's a crisis. You must have a crisis action plan. And not that we don't appreciate the presence of a dear friend, Yusek Wimpy Fentabella, of course, who's very competent, who's been with the DOE for quite a while. But to give it the importance, if SecRex and Sec T. Laurel could be here, why should the DOE secretary be exempted from this? When DBM is here, pag kayo and NEDA, pag kayo ay humihingi ng mga budget ninyo, maski overnight, nandyan kayo. Pero pag crisis action plan, marami kayong dahilan. The Senate will not allow that. Unless you are not admitting that we are in a crisis situation. Then you're lost in translation o nahihibang. Because everyone must act as if we were an ICU situation. That's how it should be. Not to enrage the people and not to let the people panic. But on the contrary, if they see the government on the ground and having more than what the chair mentioned, so-called motherhood statements, not just curated PowerPoints. We want to see your action plan. How many people, families will be positively affected, if any? And what are the monies, the funds needed for continuing appropriations? And what are the line items in GAA 2026 na pwedeng ikalap maging savings para ito ang gagamitin? Tapos sasagutin ng DOF at ng DBM saan manggagaling ito considering 2.5 months pa lang at aminadong wala pang pera ang gobyerno. Pinapaasa ang mga tao tapos walang ibibigay. hindi pwede yon. Tapos wala pa ang ibang kabinete dito. Pag sa ibang bagay, mabilis pa sa alas 4. Pero sa krisis, wala. Ano ba kayo? Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead, Yusek Sales.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So that's the outline for today. We'll cover the 6 areas hopefully very quickly. In the end, we will have a recommendation for specific legislative asks to enable the contingency program, especially the tier 3 that we'll present. Next slide. This is the current situation. So beginning this Tuesday, there's another increase. So the left panel is the range for diesel. We're showing diesel because this is itong pinaka-importante day-to-day fuel natin. So ang range natin ngayon ay 105 pesos to 134 pesos sa pump price. These are going to be yung prices sa Metro Manila sa highly urbanized areas in the Philippines. No, ang adjustment reflected on the pump is 13 to 18 pesos po. Ang DOE nag-signal ng breach ng ating $80, actually umabot ng 89.02 nung nakaraang March 13 po. And we'll have a short slide on why. Baka hindi na ito angkop na trigger, yung Dubai. Ginamit namin sa analysis 59.50, but we all know that has now moved to 60. So maliit pa lang. Next slide. So this slide shows yung ating current inventory as of Friday, March 20. Yung dark blue, this chart is in days po. And iba-ibang produkto nandiyan po, diesel, gasoline, LPG. So yung dark blue are actual stock in country. So sa diesel may 46 days. This is based on our average utilization, daily utilization. Yung light blue color po, yan po ang nagre-represent ng physical limit ng ating storage tanks in country. So pag tinignan nyo, medyo malapit na tayo sa tank tops ng diesel at gasoline. This takes into account yung nabili na, nasa dagat na at papunta na sa Pilipinas. Confirmed in transit orders. So in terms sa international standard po, sa IEA, 30 days po ang suggestion ng International Energy Association. In fact, all our products are above that. Ngayon, ang hindi lang LPG. So we're looking especially into the case of LPG. Dito po sa slide na to, kasama na dyan yung unang na-order ng PNOC Exploration Corporation, about 138,000 barrels of diesel. So, ang sunod namin tinitingnan actually is yung ating LPG at yung jet fuel. Yung fuel oil po, karamihan dyan ay for generators na natitira na lang. Next slide. Ito po yung basihan kung bakit baka kailangan natin palitan yung ating trigger na Dubai Platts na nasa batas. Simply put, sa oil trading may Dubai Platts, dyan po nakabase ang presyo ng produkto. And ang tinatawag technically is yung crack spread. Kung ang produkto, Dubai Platts, no March 9 ay 125 from 71. Ang diesel, per barrel po ito, sumirit ng $184 per barrel. In graphical view, yan po yan. Yung diesel maps ay yung parang orange na pula. Yung Dubai Platts, yung blue. Yung diferensya sa dalawa, yan ang tinatawag na crack spread. Nung nag-umpisa po ang kaguluhan, makikita natin na lumapad yung spread. Dati ang spread niyan is mga $15 to $20 per barrel. Nung nag-umpisa po ang gera, umakyat ito at kasalukuyan just above somewhere $60 po ang crack spread. So, nagdi-devise na ngayon ng DOE na palitan, magmumungkahi na palitan yung ating trigger kasi hindi siya akma sa galaw ng presyo ng produkto. Lumalabas pagka ganito nagkakaroon ng gulo. Next slide po. Nagpadala po ng 5 senaryo, different price levels. Pero may konting mismatch kasi itong binigay ng mga scenario levels ay Dubai average over a period of time. We try to match it dun sa actual na maps po ito at malaking impluensya yung crack spread. So based on that, ang tingin ang evaluation ng DOE is actually nasa scenario 3 na po tayo na binigay po ng committee. So scenario 3, lumalapit na po tayo sa scenario 4. And precisely why we think that it's more appropriate now kasi parang lumalabas yung trigger na huli. Well, in fact, kung na-redesign natin yung trigger to something more appropriate now, like basing it on maps and yung appreciation, maybe yung trigger mas maagang dumating. Kasi yung trigger dumating March 13 po nag-release eh. Because Dubai plots ang nakalagay. Pero when in fact, 2 days after, kung nasa maps ang trigger, na-trigger na po natin.
Sorry. Anong dapat ginawa? Or anong dapat gawin? Anong pumungkahin nyo?
Well, we're doing a policy note on changing the trigger. Hindi po nakaano sa Dubai plots. Ihahalo natin yung takbo ng MOPS, which is the mean of Platts Singapore, on the products, diesel, gasoline, and kerosene po.
This problem has been ongoing for several weeks. And you're saying that hindi po nabago. Ano po ang dapat gawin ayon sa inyong mungkahi at ganong katagal bago nyo mabago para akma
We will,
sa panahon?
yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. We will be presenting for legislative action po yung pag-change ng trigger. Nasa batas po kasi yung trigger.
Kung batas po yan, kung
Na-trigger
batas po yan, kung paano ko lang batas, tanong ko, nabigay na ba nyo sa Senado at sa Kongreso yung bill? Pangalawa, na-certify ba ng urgent? At kung hindi pa, anong sense of urgency ninyo sa DOE kung sinasabi nyo sa hearing na ito na kailangan may batas na ganito,
Mr. Chair.
legislation? Number one, are the draft bills in both houses of Congress, have they been referred to the appropriate committees? I did not see a certification of urgency by the office of the president. If you seem to say, sir, that this is very urgent.
Mr. Chair, if I may, we did realize this when the situation unfolded as shown on the graph. So you would see that it's a fairly constant 20, and then when the crisis happened, the market reacted differently now. The spread was increasing very fast, and in fact, we already issued based on the $80 the certification by the DOE. So with this realization, we said that we need to change because with what has recently happened, we need to change the trigger probably to make it more reactive to situations like this.
Just to clarify, yung trigger kasi is meant to do 2 things. 1 is to trigger the suspension of excise tax. 2 is to release the Pantawid Pasada under DOTR. But ito are for purposes of triggering the release of funds. Ang DOE should have a much different trigger. Dapat mas maaga kayo, wag niyo nang antayin yung mga trigger sa loob ng GA kasi hindi yan para sa inyo. Para yan sa release ng funds. No, so ang punto ko, nung nangyari na yung digmaan, ang analysis ng DOE should be very different. I don't think you should blame the trigger. Kaya late tayo umakto. Kasi iba yun eh. Ibang-iba yun. But again, with the indulgence for colleagues. But let's allow DOE to finish first, and then later on we can
Thank you.
propound those questions. And then after that, we'll go to DepDev para to look at the inflation scenario and also to the Department of Agriculture for the spillover effects to food security.
Thank you,
Mr. Chair.
Yes, yes.
And before I propound questions later, pagkatapos lang po ng DOE presentation, meron lang akong immediate na observation sa presentation nila kasi it relates po dun sa interpellation natin nung excise tax bill. Salamat, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Senator Risa. Go ahead, Yusek Sales.
Thank you po. Next slide po. Now, this is just a graphical presentation against the 5 scenarios. So yung second clustered columns, yan ang current situation na po natin. And you can compare dun sa scenario 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 using yung time-bound and Dubai average. So in reality, as of this week po, nag-i-straddle na tayo between S3 and S4 scenarios that were given by the committee. So yan po ang situation ngayon linggo. Okay, next slide po. Baka medyo maliit pero nilagay lang namin yung action ng DOE in terms of yung immediate tier 1, tier 2 at saka tier 3, 30-day, 90-day and beyond 90 days. So, yung nasa unahan was yung sinabi ni Yusek Wimpy during the first week of the situation, intensified inventory check. We wanted to make sure anong estado ng ating supply. Nag-coordinate sa LGU, PNP to check on profiteering and hoarding. Tapos immediately we engaged the oil companies for potential mitigation in price adjustments, like what happened in the first 2 weeks that they were staggering the increases. Then we intensified the energy savings program. In fact, we instituted work from home, carpooling in the department itself. We also went out to the other national government agencies for for their implementation, more intense implementation of the energy savings programs in place. We also activated PNOC and PNOC EC to try and look for other sources. And in fact, yung first cargo na in-order ni PNOC EC is arriving towards the end of this week. Diesel po siya. Dadating po sa Subic ngayong linggo. We also engage with the different embassies to ensure yung mga existing contracts po natin, kasi karamihan ng produkto natin ang gagaling po sa South Korea, China, Japan, Malaysia, Singapore, around the region lang, malapit. But we talk to all of the ambassadors here, and in some of the instances directly talk to their Ministry of Energy or to ensure that yung existing contracts yung na-order na in place ay wag pong tamaan ng any sort of export ban. And in fact, kaya medyo gumanda yung inventory, may deliveries na dumating from China, South Korea, Japan. Yung usual suppliers natin are still coming in. That's why yung pinakitang inventory is relatively high. May 38 days po tayo sa gasoline, 42 I think days sa diesel, and more para sa bunker fuel. No? So those are the things we immediately encountered. Of course, pwede rin kasi mag-cascade into the power sector, so we immediately talk to the importers of our coal. So although in power, konti na lang ginagamit natin, peaking fuel na lang yan. But of course, yung coal kasi ini-import natin sa Indonesia, so may marginal increase dahil sa transportation, shipping costs sa Indonesia. So hindi pa namin na-quantify ba, it's looking itong mga bagong shipments na dadating ng coal, marginally 10 to 20% increase, primarily sa freight cost. No, but we're already engaging the power plants, especially magsasummer na po tayo. And then yung dinefine natin sa tier 2, further actions natin in the short to medium term, ito na nga, nag-engage na kami sa embassies to ensure our continued supply para sa mga private contracts with all of our supplying countries. And then we intensified yung ordering ng PNOC and PNOCEC to move out from the traditional sources din natin dito sa Southeast Asia. And when they're talking to US supplier and South American suppliers, Indian suppliers, which are not traditional. The only drawback is humahaba yung resupply time, US mga 45 days, kung India ka mga 30 days. But we have to keep the inventory up. And we also have already issued the department circular loosening the use of diesel to Euro 2 standard, but of course this is going to be limited to generators, the old engines. This has particular effect sa mga jeepneys po natin that run on older engines, and it will not be a problem for them to use Euro 2. So that's loosening up on that requirement. We have recommended as well a exemption to the importation of biofuels, because every percent biofuel, nababawasan yung need for the gasoline and the diesel. The NBB will be convening to address yung potential to increase yung ethanol blend sa gasolina po natin. Currently, nasa E10 tayo. Baka we're looking at increasing it to E15. Although meron po tayong existing na voluntary E20 usage. Pero maraming technical discussions about E20. Also, we are going to be seeking approval for the supplemental budget for PNOC. The request has been passed to the Committee on Energy chair in the House, I think. So we want to activate yung funds ng GOCC natin to be able to address yung inventory natin in country to keep it at a healthy level. So there's more there. But,
Mr. Chair,
go ahead.
Go ahead,
follow up
ma'am.
lang, magkano yung supplemental budget na hinihingi nyo for PNOC?
I think yung initial request, if I'm not very sure, but it should be 8 billion to 10 billion. And this is not funds from the national government, that those are funds in the PNOC, but needs congressional action in the budget para ma-release, magamit.
Well noted. Salamat, Mr. Chair.
Thank
Just to place on record, the National Oil and Gas Contingency Plan was in place in 2023. We were using the previous plan 2002, but it was also based on the 1973 experience of the Philippines. So, siya po yung pinaka-senior na nandun na noong 1973 po.
Mr. Chair, the congressional approval is needed based on the answer to the question of Senator Ontiveros. So, has it been communicated to both houses?
I think a letter was submitted to the committee chairs, but naka-break po ang...
Kasi po, we were willing to go on special session. May we know, number one, no GAA funds needed. It's with PNOC, and all it needed was congressional approval. And bicameral, ang dali naman. Isa lang na araw yan. May I know, kailan po binigay ng DOE sa Senado, kailan natanggap yung sulat, kailan binigay sa atensyon ng leadership at ng chair ng komite? May we know? I mean, this is what I mean We act with urgency. It's not a
Yeah.
matter of walang pondo. May pondo, it came from DOE's information, congressional approval. So it doesn't take too much if it's an urgent matter. We were able to pass the excise tax, and to be fair to the chair, kaagad nagtrabaho at napasa po namin. So kailan po ito?
Yeah, PNOC is here, Mr. Chair. Initially, itong first two cargos actually, merong releasable fund pa si PNOCEC. That's why we bought the first cargo. And then there's a second cargo coming in. So,
Ko po tinatanong yung ilang cargo. Simple question. If the DOE says that all it needs is congressional approval and the PNOC has
Yeah.
the funds, and you said that the letters were sent because it is important that the people know that letters are not sitting in the Senate without action. We would know if there is a letter that is deemed urgent. Kasi wala ang inyong DOE secretary eh. Wala dito eh. E nandito siya last week. Sinabi ba niya sa chairman ng Energy? Sinabi ba niya sa leadership sa Senado? Wala. Ang kanyang linalabi yung biofuel. Sinabi ba yan? Because this is so urgent. It did not come from us. It came from the DOE. May I just know the date? Sir, I know you're a technical person and you seem very knowledgeable. I just need to know, it's an admin matter. Can we kindly put on record after this presentation, Mr. Chair, just bear with me, so that hindi ang itsura nakapending sa Senado, tapos sasabihin nyo, kasi po nag-break, excuse me, hindi po nag-break ang Senado na hindi inaaksyonan ang hinihiling ng executive. Dalawa ang inyong hiningi. Excise tax, napasa namin. At sabihin nyo on the record, kailan nyo mai-implement yan, at ang gulo ninyo. Sinabi nyo, excise tax, kailangan urgent. Nung napasa namin, sinabi, we will see. Yan, galing sa inyo yan ha, kung gagamitin. Tapos, the next day, o sige na nga. Ano ba? Ano ba? Kailangan ba? Hindi. It was deemed urgent, napasa, tapos pagkapasa namin, we will see. I'm quoting the executive, nanggaling sa inyo yan. Tapos ngayon, gagawin na. And cite the impact, mararamdaman pa. Yun ang sabi ng chair no, ni Senator Pia. Ano ang ramdam sa pagbaba o pagkaltas ng excise tax? Yung biofuel, maraming concerns sa mga coconut and sugar farmers. Pero itong sinabi niyong low-hanging fruit, congressional approval. Tapos nagsabi po kayo, sir, with all due respect kasi po nag-break. Hindi po magandang pakinggan yan. Hindi po mag-break ang Senado kung sinabi niyong kailangan ng congressional approval ang paggamit ng PNOC ng kanilang pondo. Pakilagay po sa record after your presentation and we give a chance to the others, Mr. Chair. Because it's important na hindi tinuturo sa atin na nag-break tayo kaya ang PNOC hindi makagamit ng kanyang pera. That's unfair. Eh, ang sekretary nga ninyo wala dito eh. Kung anong pamumulitik ang ginagawa na naman ng sekretary nyo.
But break tayo session pero tuloy-tuloy pa ho yung aming hearing.
Yes, of course.
At kung kailangan po mag-convene, ready naman po magkaroon ng
Yes.
special session at any time, no?
It's important.
So-
When did you give the letter, ha? Kasi, alam nyo, hindi pwedeng tinuturo-turo nyo kami. Hindi nyo pwedeng sinasabi, makinig kayo. Huwag kayo nagpapalusot dito, ha? Sinasabi nyo, yung letter na sa inyo eh. Tapos nag-break kayo. Double jeopardy. Hindi pwede yon. Sorry, hindi po kami papayag nun. Kung alam po namin hindi kami mag-break, tama po ang chair. Tinan mo nga, mag-break. Gusto nyo Holy Week, magtrabaho tayo dito eh. Darating natin ang secretary. Burn the midnight candle. Walang labasan sa kwarto hanggang hindi nakita ang pagtulong sa itang tao. Pero wag niyong sasabihin na nag-break kami kaya hindi napasa yung hiniling ng DOE na congressional approval. Hindi po, sir. Hindi niyo kasalanan yon kasi wala ang inyong sekretarya. I can't think of anything more important than this hearing convened by the chair. And if the other cabinet members are here, why could the most important department not be present? Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. And may I reiterate, Secretary Yusek Fentabella, na kung pwede namang ipagpaliban muna ni Secretary Garin yung kanyang mga meetings, tingin ko hanggang mamaya pa tayo dito. After her Malacanang meeting, mas magandang pumunta ho siya dito. No? Pakisabi na lang ho sa kanya. Pinadala niya sa akin yung mga schedule niya. tingin ko naman mas mahalagang makausap niya ngayon ang taong bayan para marinig sa kanya mismo kung ano yung kanyang mga plano kung sakaling mawala talaga tayo ng langis. No? So, okay. Go ahead. Can you...
Okay. Apologies, Your Honors. Just to clarify, when it was mentioned that a letter was sent, it was for a future action. But we commend definitely the action of the Congress on what we requested. Now, when we saw that there is a need for us to shift, that is a further action. Pero na-trigger na naman po yung dati nating ginawa. And secondly, on this one, may nakita lang po kami another improvement. That's why we immediately sent the letter. But that was just yesterday po. So it's definitely unfair for the Senate to be on the record na naka-break. Pero apologies. But we certainly just want to place it on record that we are doing all these and immediately forwarding our observations to the Senate or to the House. Yung mga nasabi po ni Yusek Sales, yung mga iba po doon ay for future action. The trigger, even though we needed to shift, na-trigger na rin po naman siya. So, ang sinasabi lang po natin, paano po ba tayo may improve moving forward? And also for the PNOC, there are funds available. But how do we improve further? Yun po, that's why we sent that letter yesterday, just to set the record straight po. And definitely, the Secretary will be informed po of the Chair's message. Thank you very much po.
Thank you so much to our dear friend Yusek Wimpy for clarifying that. It is important we put things on the proper perspective and accurate. Kasi pag soundbite lang, kailangan congressional approval. Pangalawa, kasi nag-break. Hindi pwede yon. Imposible naman namin hindi inaksyonan. Kahapon lang pala. Pero we can take things into consideration if it's deemed urgent or can it wait until May. As a chair has said, naghihiring naman tayo. Kaya lang, ito po, Mr. Chair, may tanong kami ni Sen Kiko, hindi namin makita. Binasa po ng DOE yung mga urgent contingency plan. Ang pagkaintindi po namin, work from home at carpooling. So, ano ba ho ang top 3 na pinakamahalaga na ginawa ng DOE para maibsan ang pagtaas ng presyo ng petroleum products at matulungan lahat ng sektor? Kasi ang narinig namin yung carpooling at saka yung work from home Hindi naman po yun emergency situation lang. Marami pang ibang dapat na mararamdaman po ng tao. Hindi namin makita yung iba. Thank you.